Hi everyone. It's been a while, hasn't it? You still remember who this is, right?
Etho.
Efo?
Etho.
Etho.
Ether. Ether.
Etho.
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 Mr. Etho.
Yeah, Uncle Leo. I mean Etho. This is Etho. Okay guys, let's play some Minecraft. So, if my voice sounds even worse than normal today, it's because I'm still sick. Yep, I'm sick. I've been sick for a few days now. Uh, I'm on my 5th box of Kleenex now. My nose is a nice bright red. And nobody's saying soft kitty to me yet, so I need to play some Minecraft to lift my spirits. So that's what we're going to do today. Excuse my coughing throughout this video. And as you can see, all the loose blocks and junk are gone. It's all leveled out here from our explosion in last episode. That turned out really good, by the way. Thank you everyone that helped try and make it viral. I got close to 5,000 likes, I think about 1,400 favorites or something, so did pretty good. That's over 5 times the normal at least. I don't think it will go viral, but it did get quite a few views. And Brenny Beast helped a bit with that too. Thank you, Brenny. But yeah, looks good. So we gotta fill this all in with water, which I'll get to later this episode. Got lots of stuff to do. So the next part of building my base here is setting up the spawning pads. Maybe we'll go over to that spiral over there first. Talk about that. So all the grass is gone now, pretty much. There's a few loose grass blocks still in that chunk, which will disappear when I freeze it over. But most of it's over here now, so this is where all the mobs are spawning pretty much for the passive mobs. And I just need to run the grass up high because the spawning pads are going to go up high like they were in the alpha base. So that's what the spiral's for. Just to bring the grass up. It takes grass a long time to spread. Not really any shortcuts. Hey. Yeah. Stupid healthy pig. If he was a sick pig, I would have let him live. So it's got a ways to go here yet. When running grass up though, I strongly recommend you do this bigger spiral method. Let's go down. I'll try to explain why. So the way I set this up is I just built like a 2x2 tower up into the sky. And put lights up it when I had it all hollowed out. Okay, good enough. So what I did is I had it up like this. Start digging down, making this spiral. Connected the bottom with the grass I had there. But if you try to run grass up that, it'll take, I don't know, years. It'll take forever. So the next thing I did is I just made this wider. I went like this. And this is how I did the spiral. And that'll get the grass up a lot faster if your soil is wider. And you do that all the way to the top. And make sure you have torches. Otherwise, the grass won't spread, probably. Although it might, I don't know. Okay, so that's how I am moving the grass up. You can see cow just spawned up there. So this is going to work out pretty good when it's all done. The plan for this ice base here is to build 5 different mob systems. Okay, so there's going to be a squid system. I'll probably do that last because it's the most work, I think. There'll be a slime system for collecting slimes. I have a good idea in mind that's unique that I haven't seen before, and it should be pretty effective. So I'm excited to do that sometime. So we got squid, slime. There'll also be the passive mob system. Haven't fully decided how I'm going to do that yet. I'll probably make it similar to the one I have on Chocolate Island. The only difference is I would like to... Well, there'll be two main differences. Number one, I won't use the canal system like I have with the water, stairs, and sign trick that I came up with. I won't be using that because chicken gets stuck in the stairs. So I'm going to use a different method for the canals. And also for the spawning pads, I would like to have an on-off for the passive mobs. And the only way of doing that is water, really. So I need to come up with a design that the water will spread evenly over all the pads. If you have a square, though, it doesn't do that. It's a problem. And I like to use 6x6 pads, ideally. But I don't think the water will cooperate with that too well. So I might have to make a diamond shape, possibly. Or I may just skip the idea of having an on-off with water. Okay, so this is kind of... These 4 blocks are the center. If you place water on them, though, it won't spread all over. Take the shortest route down. So, it's going to be a problem. The other way is to do something like Roboticos did, is having signs all the way on the outside to hold the water in and still let the mobs pass through, but that seems like more work than I'm willing to put into the idea. So, probably either be a diamond shape or I'll just forget about having an on-off. Okay, so squid, slime, passive mobs, and then there's going to be 2 hostile mob systems. The first one's going to be pretty much the same as the one I'm using now. This is my favorite. It's a 6x6 pad. And then I have these 4 half slabs to prevent spiders from spawning. When pistons came out, I had the idea of attaching pistons to the half slabs and retracting these so that I could turn spider spawning on and off. When I attempted to wire it, though, I gave up on the idea because it just seemed like a huge hassle. But then it wasn't long after that my viewers started sending me video responses with the idea as well, and they actually showed how to wire it. So kind of regained my interest in it, and I'll probably use it. Unfortunately, it was a long time ago that people sent me these video responses, so don't remember who it was, but if you want, you can send them again to this video, and that way you can get credit that you deserve. I did change the wiring, though, from what they showed me. This is how I'm doing it, I think. And probably just have a redstone torch underneath somewhere here. And then have canals on the outside here. So the wiring has to go underneath the canals, which is the main issue. Oops. Okay, so I need a break again. 1 sec. So I'll have the spider option on, off. And I also plan on setting up a light system for above each of these pads to turn hostile mob spawns on or off as well in the system. So this should work out pretty good. And this is the 5th mob system I'm going to be building. It's also a hostile mob one. The main difference, though, this is aimed at high efficiency. Its main purpose will be to collect gunpowder as quickly as possible. The way it works is mobs should spawn on top of these pressure plates. Zombies, skeletons, and creepers only. Spiders won't spawn in here, I don't think. And as soon as they spawn, there's pistons all along here, sticky pistons. They get activated and push the mob off the pressure plate. And the plan is to make them fall to their death as quickly as possible. To make an efficient mob system, the goal is to kill the mob as quickly as possible. To spawn them as quickly as possible and kill them as quickly as possible. But this thing is not perfect. Like, there is a reason for having two. They have advantages and disadvantages over each other. For example, this one, you can spawn spiders if you want, or not. This one, you don't have any option for that. This one, this is the one I'm going to be hooking up to the EMP units, so I'll be able to do different things with that feature. With this style, you can manipulate mobs while they're still alive, while with this one, you pretty much have to kill them instantly. Nothing special you can do with them. And, you know, stuff like that. Another big thing, this 6x6 by, let's say, 3 high pad has 32 blocks that mobs can spawn on. And by comparison, this 7 by 3 by 8 long section here, there's only 16 spots that mobs can spawn on. So this one's way bigger, and it has less than, well, it has half the spawning space. So yeah, that's a disadvantage. I also plan on, putting a light system in here as well. And I will only have one of them going at a time. So if I want to collect gunpowder, this one will be on. If I want them going to the EMP unit, this one will be on. That's the plan. Passive mob system, and both these hostile mob systems are going to be built up in the air, like 30 blocks or so high, above the middle of my base here. And that's so I can take advantage of gravity. I still do recommend the hostile mob system I use on Chocolate Island if you want a practical one. The nice thing about it is you gain resources when you're digging it out. It's easy to set up, you know, and you don't have an ugly spawning pad up in the air, you know, messing up the look of your base. If you go with the system I use on Chocolate Island. If you build one in the air though, a sky trap style, the advantage is you don't need to use a mob evader, which takes time for them to swim up. You can just drop them down, no problem. It's almost instant. So it's much more efficient because you can kill the mobs quicker doing that. But you know, they each have their advantages and disadvantages. Use whatever style you wish. Moving on, I got this item collection system for all my EMP units working now. Just need to put the floor over this. Turned out really well. Items will fall in these water streams and they will get shot right to the end. Of course they're freezing right now because there's no floor over this. This will be too high in here with the floor over it, so that I can still come down here and do maintenance if I need to. And I have all these piston things set up, and they turned out really well. Water's on, water's off. Let's see a working one with a fake floor here. This is the block that moves. These barriers are open, so the water is free to flow. A big concern of many of my viewers was that the water was going to destroy the levers. I was also worried about this, but there's a trick to it. If you time this block moving just right. Oh, nothing wrong there. Is it going to flood? It does a little bit, but it doesn't wreck anything, so that turned out perfect. Why this works is a little bit complicated. Should I attempt to explain it? Yeah, I'll do my best here. Okay, so the water is right above here, right behind this piston. So it needs to move one block to where that piston is, then over one more. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 blocks movement over here is equivalent to 25 ticks, because water moves 5 ticks each time. Oof. Not doing well on explaining here. Okay. Time it takes water stream to move over one block is 5 ticks. So here is 5 block changes. Here is 6, so that's 30 ticks. Okay. If we go around to the back here, the way I have it wired, the lever for the water control is over behind this snow block here. Goes over, activates the piston to let the water out, but it also branches off here. Goes down, there's one torch. Ouch. Okay, it comes down. There's that torch. There's another torch here. That's 2 torches. Over to here. And where's my 3rd torch? Oh yeah. This is my 3rd torch. So there's 3 torches, and there's 3 repeaters, set to 4. For a total of 15 torches. And one torch has a delay of 2 ticks, so in total that comes to 30 ticks, which is the same as the water. Remember I said water moving 6 blocks is 30 ticks. The redstone current passing through 15 torches is also 30 ticks, so it's the same amount of time. Let's go back up. So when the water gets to this glass block here, that's when this block moves down, so that it finds the opening here, and it goes straight to the hole instead of spreading everywhere. Now when it's, watch right when it gets here, is when that goes down. The reason it does that is because I believe the piston cuts the water, so it only retracts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks instead of 6 or 25 ticks. So there's a difference. It doesn't take as long for the water to disappear as it takes for it to appear, which is why we don't need any fancy wiring to achieve this effect. It's very simple. I just made it very complicated for no good reason. And as you can see, moves the items. All is good. Assuming, of course, my water streams down here aren't frozen. This should work good. They won't freeze once the floor is on. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And these corner ones have extra logic to them. There's an OR gate, so that if this one's on, this is open. If these are both on, it's still open. If only this one's on, it's still open. Oop. Oh, that might be a problem. No, that's fine even if it does that, because it goes over the hole. I can't believe I never saw that before. It's only if they're both off that this block comes back and we have our solid floor again. So, if this or this, then that. So, I use an OR gate for this. And I believe I showed it already. Take another fall here. Ouch. So this is one wire, goes to this torch here. And there's also the other wire, oops, which goes to the same torch. So this torch here is the OR gate. It sends power above, which activates this repeater, which sends power to this block and activates the pistons and all that fancy stuff, which we saw in an earlier video. So that's how that's working now. Okay, so I set up this diagonal string of ice here just because I wanted to show you something fun you can do with ice if you got to fill in big area with water. This is pretty cool. Let's place torches all along here. Make the ice melt. This is a big area. Normally if you try to place water with buckets to fill this in, you'll have to deal with the water freezing and messing up your fill pattern. And it takes a long time to do, even with buckets. So, well, this is kind of weird. The water isn't spreading. Okay, never mind. This didn't work for some reason. The water doesn't seem to spread. If it did spread... Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait for them all to de-thaw, and then I'm going to place a torch and see what happens next to it. Okay, they're all water now. Wasn't expecting this. But if we place a block next to the water, it should force them to update. So this should still work, I think. Actually, that won't work. Okay, let's try this out. That's pretty cool. Self-creating lake. Oh, see, ice is already starting to wreck it. Notch, you have some explaining to do. It's kind of a glitch. That was pretty fun, actually. So now we have a huge lake. And I just have a little bit left to fill in yet. This episode's getting a little bit long now. I would like to wrap it up pretty quick here. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the aesthetics of this building here. I think I might refer to it as a lab from now on, I'm not sure. Originally what I was planning on doing was having like a black... Was it black? No, I think a green... blue. I was thinking of having a blue outline. Something like this. Doesn't really match with this pattern here, so I'd probably fill this, make it straight, and make a 5 wide walkway type thing. Something like this, and then fill the center with black wool. This is the color scheme I was thinking of originally. Something like that, so there'd be a walkway on this right side, it'll go around and then come back on that side there. And then there'll be stairs coming up to this section here or going down to this section here, I'm not sure yet. And this will be the walkway. Another thing I was thinking of is using green or purple instead of the blue. But, you know, I've never really used color wool for aesthetics before, so it's not really my specialty. So, let's look at one other thing I was thinking of. The other thing I was thinking of is to have like a sandstone floor like this with snow on the other side, or possibly keeping it straight. Again, I'm not really sure. Really, my favorite blocks to build with are wood planks, sandstone, logs, um, leaves, I should say, snow, glass, that type of stuff. If I do snow and the wool blocks, you know, I probably won't do the sandstone and that kind of look. So I need to decide. There'll probably be some kind of centerpiece in this room. I just don't know what it is yet. But if you have other ideas, let me know too, or else let me know between those two ideas I've had. Yeah, like I said, aesthetics is not my specialty. So the spawning pads will be up high here. Glass tubes will be going to the ceiling. Somehow I'll try to make the spawning pads look good. I know I said that on Chocolate Island, and I still haven't made that happen, but hopefully I'll make it look good here, at least. And ideally make it look good for both my bases. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching as always, and until next time, take care.